I'm pretty confident, I'm 95% confident now that this $15 Nikon N80 works. I do not need another camera. But when a deal comes along, and if you're looking on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, your neighbor's garage, any other kind of deal comes along that you think is incredible, then you got to jump on it, in my opinion. This next camera, I'm just about to unbox, I picked up for $7. And it is a very special camera, in my opinion. I've been looking for one because I have most of the other range of this type of camera. So without further ado, here it is. So we take the package out of the box, and what we're looking for is any signs of damage on the box, any moisture on the box, anything that might indicate that we're in trouble. At this point, I'm pretty happy. N80, everyone, the Nikon N80 looks good, solid, no signs of damage, lots of grime, lots of dirt. We can get that clean, and I'll show you how to do that. The N80 was released in 2000. Now, this camera was superseded by the f100, I believe. I am not a professional photographer. I'm just an enthusiast. I love finding deals like this. The N80 for me is a perfect little camera. Now, on this side, you can see, I don't know if you can see that there. I have 4 modes, M, A, S, and P. It has aperture priority, so I predict the aperture size, and this camera will set everything else out for me, which is basically my go-to. Also has S, which is what I was just talking about, shutter priority. Shutter priority is what I use for fast-moving subjects. If I'm doing street photography, someone rides by on a Lime scooter, stick it on shutter priority, then I set how fast my shutter goes. With this camera, it's gonna do it automatically. I've got a couple of those on my Instagram page. I'm learning to do them. It's not an easy task in my opinion. This camera is gonna help me do it. Focusing with this camera, a bunch of different focus modes, and I can adjust the focus modes on the back as well. So let's see if it works. I've unboxed it, it was 20 bucks. Does it work? We'll see. To insert the batteries, you got the door at the bottom. Now my battery door looks immaculate. Sweet. If you've got residue on this panel here, you can clean it off. And I still buy cameras if it's got that residue. I just ask for a massive discount because you can replace these doors. So batteries are in. This is glass that I already had. I have a ton of camera equipment. I love Nikon. So I'm going to attach this. We're on. Moment of truth. Let's see if it works. Okay. Here we go. Turn the camera on. Up. Oh my goodness. We're getting good news, you guys. We're getting good news. I can see that the little window at the top is on. It's showing me stuff. There's numbers and buttons. I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to stick the camera on aperture priority. It's saying the camera's empty, so I can't really adjust too much at the moment. I'm just going to pull the trigger and see what happens. Oh, she works. $15, Nikon N80, and it works. It fires. I don't know if it works with film because I haven't tested it, but there you go. It's firing. That's automatic. And then single shot. Great. It is an exactly perfect example of how to get a bargain on eBay and what to look out for. Why did I get it so cheap? Good question. This is why. Whoever sold this camera sold it as untested.
Sold it as an estate find. What makes these cameras exceptionally cheap is they get this horrible, sticky residue all over them, which is why I'm holding it like. But this camera has this awful, sticky, that's my thumbprint from how sticky it is. So what happens is the camera outer layer will degrade over time. It got me a deal. They were like, ew, I don't want to touch it. Let's sell it. It's disgusting. It's never going to be okay. But it is okay. I have bought a ton of cameras in this condition, this exact condition, for no money. One of them was a Leica C11 I got for $5. I love the fact that I own a Leica. Yes, it's APS, but I don't care. So how do we clean this? How do we get rid of the sticky residue? You need a couple of things. You need a non-linting cloth, and you need these. These are alcohol wipes. Okay, 70% alcohol wipes. You can get them from CVS. It's a medical grade, like hand cleaner. You can get a big bottle of it if you want, but bearing in mind, you don't want to pour that into the camera because potentially you could damage the camera. So I use the little alcohol wipes. A ton of them will clean this camera and get it looking nice and new. So first things first, let's take the batteries out. This is a cap that comes with SLR cameras. I have a whole bunch of them. It's just like a plastic cap protector thingy. Next, I get my alcohol pads. Take an alcohol pad and rub the outside of the camera. As you rub the camera in little circular motions, you'll feel the stickiness start to come off. So all I'm doing is I'm wiping. Yeah, so you might find that some cameras are stickier than others. You know, it's just the world that we live in. And know that if you buy a camera off of me on my eBay page, which is not live yet because I'm not ready to sell my stuff. If you buy an item off of me, you can guarantee that I have covered that camera from head to toe in attention, dusted, cleaned, and prepped that camera. When you've cleaned an area with alcohol, let it dry. Don't touch it again until it's dry, because you'll make it sticky again with the oil off your hands, unless you've really cleaned your hands. So I like to hold the strap loops at the side. And it gives me a chance to just really give this bad boy a nice clean. So I'm almost there. I'm almost happy to put this on the shelf. I'm just gonna clean the screen off. This was merch from my last social event. Thanks, Fujifilm. So it's got a little screen at the top, and I'm just using my little lens cleaner cloth to make it immaculate. And you guys, this camera is no longer sticky. You can't feel it, but it's not sticky anymore. Everything's dry, so I'm good to go. The inside actually looks beautiful. When I look through the viewfinder, I can see no dust. I gave it a little squirt out, so we're good to go. And now I'm gonna pimp my camera. So you guys, that's just a brief overview. I've not really gone into technical specs too much. It's just more about looking out for deals, how to check if you're getting a good deal, what to look out for, what to buy. I'd say buy the N80 just because for me, it's cheaper than the N100, which still to this day sells for like 150, 200, 250 bucks. And at the time, yeah, that was a level above, but this still does everything you need it to do as an amateur photographer such as myself. I do have an F5. I do have an F4. Those two cameras do everything that I want them to do. They're not as compact as the f100. Maybe I'll get one in the future. But in the interim, I'm going to use my N80. Wonderful, wonderful camera. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you like watching people clean things, you'd enjoy that video. And if you didn't, you've already skipped to the next. Until the next one. Like I said, I don't need another camera, but I'm glad that the N80